Here we are at the new number 8 at Wissahickon. Great hole, straight away back up the hill. I hit my drive and I pulled it a little left into the rough. Now one of the things we're seeing with the Wissahickon opening up is when you do get off the fairways into the rough, a lot of times, some of the times you'll get a bad lie. And you have to be able to play this and manage your game out of these lies if you do miss the fairway. One thing that a lot of people are doing this first weekend are they're trying to take too much club. Let's say they have a 200-yard shot and they're trying to take the club that they hit 200 and maybe it is a hybrid or a 5-wood or a 7-wood and they're not able to get the club on the ball and make good contact, and thus they're not getting the ball to advance enough and they're getting in more trouble. When you get into a bad lie off the fairway, what you want to make sure you do is, number one, if it's real bad, you got to go to more loft. Whether it be a sand wedge, a pitching wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron, you've got to find out the club that you can hit to get back in play, give you enough loft to get through the grass and get the ball back into play. In order to hit the shot, a couple tips that I could give you is, number one, make sure when you're playing the ball, especially with these irons, the 9-iron, 8-iron pitching wedge, you have the ball centered. If you get the ball too far forward in your stance and you get the sense of trying to help it up, ball's not going to come up. You're going to hit the top of the ball and the ball's going to stay in the grass. So you got to make sure the ball's centered when you're playing it. Number two, I said in an earlier clip, when I'm in the rough, a lot of times what happens is the club, the hosel here and the club head want to shut down when you get swinging through. So what I do is I grip it, again as a right-hander with my left hand, a little tighter on the club. What that allows is, it allows the club to feel like it's going to go through without a lighter grip where it's going to shut down. So I grip it a little tighter, I play the ball in the center, and the biggest thing I can tell you is, I've said this in earlier clips, golf is a game of opposites. I've got to hit down to get that ball up. So one way I also help to hit down is if I'm in the rough like this, when I take my normal setup, I might even lean a little to the left like this to help to steepen my angle as I'm coming into the ball. So I'll take my normal setup, I'll lean a little left. I have an 8-iron here, so what you'll see is I want to make sure that I'm getting a little bit of an angle down, and I also want to make sure that I finish through the shot as I'm hitting it. I don't want to stop on it, I don't want to help it up. I want to make sure I'm going down and through, so I'm creating speed with not only my arms and hands, but I'm getting my body to help generate some club head speed to move the arms through. Remember, you get in a rough, you got to go to more loft, get the ball back in play, hit down and through, steepen your angle, and you'll get it back in play and you'll save the shots. Put a short game shot on the green and save it for par.